If you want my personal workout and diet plan, use the links below. Okay guys, welcome back to another video. In this video I want to open your eyes to female privilege, okay guys? So, there's a lot of bitching and moaning about this from guys. You know, constantly talking about... The biggest one I always get on my channel is when I say you have to work hard, get to a high level, put the work in, and then you'll be able to get like the top level women. Chris, why should I work so hard? Why should I have to do all the work and the woman does nothing? All she does is sit there and look pretty. It's like, yeah, I know, it's fucking annoying, but that's female privilege, okay? Like, I remember the first time I kind of had my attention brought to this, which was, there's this woman, like in the early days of Instagram, it was, I think it was 2008, I think, okay? There's like a few chicks on there. There's one I remember, was Lena Perez. She's still going today. That's what reminded me of it, because I saw a video of her on TikTok and was like, fuck me. This woman's been doing this shit for like 10 years and getting away with it. That's mental. And there was another one as well. I can't remember her name. Little Latina woman. I'll bring the name up on screen if I remember it and whatnot. A lot of you older guys will remember and be like, yeah, she was hot as hell back in the day. And there was a bunch of chicks on Instagram, and this was before you got paid on Instagram. It was before anybody had like large followings, okay? And a lot of these girls were like on yachts. They were on private jets. They had nice cars and whatever. And I was like, what do they do for a job? Because literally they're just taking pictures sunbathing 7 days a week. And then other women like kind of get the they get like attached to this as well. They started thinking, like, they got drawn to it and started thinking, can I live this lifestyle? And I think those early days of Instagram was very eye-opening when people started to realize that you could kind of do nothing all day and it was celebrated. And a lot of these like professional hot chicks, if you would, they were just sunbathing, they were on the beach all day, they were just driving around in nice cars, taking videos, but you never saw behind the scenes. And behind the scenes was obviously some multi-millionaire guy, you know, some rich guy who's a couple years older and whatnot. And I remember one day I saw this guy, I can't remember his name now, but it was this multi-millionaire, like a red Ferrari and a yacht and whatever. And I see this girl, this Lena Perez, who's like knocking about with him. She's like hanging around with this guy. And I was like, oh, I get it now. Like, this guy is literally paying for everything. Okay, and it like all clicked and I realized what was going on. And it made me think, I was like, I wonder how many years this guy has had to put in so that him and her can be in the same environment, so that she is willing to hang out with him. You know, and the average guy, it takes him like 12 years to become a millionaire or become successful. And you think to yourself, God, if he's like early 30s and he's grinded his whole way up and whatever, and she's like 18 years old and she's just like, can I come with you? Yeah, sure. Like, what a fucking privilege that is. And I saw on TikTok earlier, the same woman... God knows where she's living now, but it's like every house looks as though it's worth about 20, 30 million. And you think for the last 10, 12 years of her life, because she's hot, she hasn't had to have a job. She hasn't had to do anything. 8, 9 million followers, like, for just being hot, and guys are willing to pay for shit. Right? And guys need to come to terms with this. It's something that you cannot be jealous about. It's something you cannot sit there and be like, fucking women, they annoy me so much, why can they... It's just, you just got to come to terms with it. It's just female privilege. You know, and we get the last laugh, like the male advantage. When we get to those years and we take over, we get the last laugh, right? There's no woman at 40 years old who's being invited to go on a yacht and she's getting her bills paid. Like, at that point, she's either been discarded, she's been, you know, she's married to that guy and he's shagging younger girls on the side or something like that. Her life just isn't great beyond that point, okay? But you've got to accept that in the early years, they're going to win, okay? They're going to win until you reach those male advantage years, and you just got to take it on the chin. Like, if you're lining up at a club or you're at a bar, like, she's getting let into that club and you're not, you're going to have to pay, okay? Like, if you're stood at a bar, she's getting served first, you're not. It's just something that as men we need to take on the chin. Because once you get to the male advantage position, you'll be grateful for the female privilege thing. Because you'll be the guy using it. You'll be the guy that's like, oh, what? You've got a nice body and a beautiful face. And you want to hang out with me? Yeah, sure. Right? And you might not get played like some, you know, gold digger style. You might not settle down with that woman and be like, oh my God, she finally wants me now. You're going to play her the way that thinks she's playing you. Okay, you're going to reverse the roles. So that whole female privilege thing, you just need to take it on the chin, guys, and accept it. Men and women are different. End of. We're different. People talk about equality and whatever. There is no fucking equality, okay? There is no equality. A rich woman means nothing. A rich man, you know, top of the world. He's running the show. That's not equal. But at the same time, a man and a woman at 18, she could plausibly... Somebody used the example I saw in the comment section on this one video of a king and a queen on a chessboard. And they said the queen can move anywhere. Just one giant leap across the board. Bang, bang. There we go. And they're like, the king needs to move like one step at a time. They can move in any direction, but I believe so. But they have to move at one step at a time, okay? And that's us in the early days. We're just moving one step at a time. Any direction we choose, but we're moving one step at a time. And we're just deciding where we're going to go. This is my next step. It's methodical. It might take a long time to move up that board and get into position. And then, you know, your power comes into play because you can move anywhere. But as the queen, it's literally like, I want to go over there now. I want to go straight to the top overnight. Bang, bang, done. Okay, that privilege is there. We don't have that privilege. You got to accept it. You got to take it on the chin. You can't get angry about it. And you got to play the game, okay, guys? Because I see so many salty men out there that are like, fuck these women. How come they get... It's just the rules of the game. It's just the rules of the game. And you're not going to change it because there's other guys like myself who are higher up in the ladder than you. And then there's guys miles higher than me, you know, positions that I want to get to in the future, who are willing to do it because they're so rich it doesn't matter. Like, if I want to take a woman on holiday and it's going to cost me like £1,000, and I'm like, you don't have to pay, because that's the female privilege. Is I'm like, it's worth it for me because I get to fuck you, and I want to just enjoy a beautiful woman around me for a week, and I'm paying for that. I mean, there's nothing that you can then do. And if there's a guy above me who's like, I'm going to drop 10 grand on this other girl who's hotter than her, there's nothing that we can do. Like, if somebody's willing to do it, they're going to get away with it. And I just feel like there's too much like salt and bitterness, and guys are too distracted by this. They're too worried about, but the woman should have equality, but the woman should pay halves for everything. It's like, as soon as you start doing that, it just disrupts everything. That's like not the natural course of things. Just accept your role as a man. Just accept your position, because once you do have enough money and you are in a good enough position to do that providing and paying for things and being like, it's fine, like, we don't have to go halves, babe, like, I'll pay for it, like who gives a fuck, that sort of vibe, you'll get 10 times better results. You'll be way happier. Like, I doubt there's many guys in the world, if they had enough money, who would be against the idea of their perfect woman just kind of living with them for free. Like, I don't think many guys would have an issue with that. There's a lot of women that would be like, don't think you're staying with me for free. But as men, if we were rich enough for it to not affect us one bit, and we had a straight 10 that was like, can I live with you? I'm sure most of us would be like, yeah, sure. I'll pay the bills. I get to fuck you. Yeah, whatever. Like, this is great for me. This is a great deal for me. It's just female privilege when they're young, okay, guys? So don't get too stressed about it. Stop worrying so much about equality, and because it breeds this like bitterness and this like jealousy of like, fuck women attitude. Women are bitches. They're gold diggers. I just don't think that's healthy. I think just take it on the chin that they get stuff that we can't do. They have access to things that we don't have access to. Okay, they can literally, from at the age of 18, they can go and date a multi-millionaire and take 5 years off just traveling the world with this guy while you're at a 9-to-5 job in the rain, and she wouldn't even give you a second look. And it's like, who the fuck do you think you are? You've never achieved anything. You're not even educated. You know, you've done nothing with your life. You were literally just born hot. And that can be like a virus. It goes into your mind and you start going, oh, fuck these women, fuck this girl. They're so, like, it's not good. Just focus on yourself until it's your time to do it, because once it's your time to do it, you enjoy it. It's like, it's the worst fucking thing in the world when you can't get these girls. But as soon as you can get these girls and you've got the option of being like, Milan, you know, now, like, do you want to go? Like, I'm paying, let's go. You know, as soon as you've got the privilege to do that, and she's like, yeah, sure. You go, hey, what a great life. This is fantastic. I'm glad I worked my balls off to get to this level. You don't care about that privilege at that point. Like, I'm happy to provide because I'm the one getting the pussy. And then there's other guys that are younger than you, and I wouldn't say less fortunate positions than you because you've worked hard, but you get my point. And they'll be the ones that are looking at you now going, oh, fucking, you know, why is this guy willing to pay for it? She hasn't done anything to deserve this. It's like, it's literally like I'm adding batteries to my controller. That's all it is. I wanted to go to Milan. I wanted to enjoy myself. I like the culture and the food there. I just thought, hey, I'm going to take a pretty woman with me. They're like accessories to the life. Okay, so don't, like, you can discard them anytime you want. And that privilege will stop. Like, that guy could be 35 years old. She's now like 28, the girl that he's been flying around the world. He could be sat there and be like, I want a younger one. You know, this isn't working for me now. Suddenly her privilege ends. She might have to go and do a 9-to-5 job now. She's going to have to go on OnlyFans and like whore her body out when she really doesn't want to. Guys are asking for nudes and she's like, God, I'm going to have to do it. I really don't want to, but I need that money. I need to pay my rent. She joins a strip club. Do you know what I mean? Like 5-10 years after she was in a position where you were like basically paying her bills, paying her allowance, like things change over time. But we get the last laugh. And if you sit there and you're pointing fingers and you're bitter and you're angry, it's a very like red and black pill thing that we all have as like a male community. We go on social media and we see a hot woman on a beach and we're like, I'm at a fucking 9-to-5 job. This isn't fair. She's beautiful at 18. I look like shit at 18. She hasn't even got any money and she's living this life. How the fuck is she doing it? Don't worry about it because it will just poison your own brain, okay, guys? Just know it. Just know that it exists. Female privilege. They can do shit we can't do early on. It's really fucking annoying, but you shouldn't let it poison you. And then that way you can get to the top and you can start enjoying it for yourself, okay? Because as I've told you guys before, the girls your age probably won't be for you. You're probably going to date the girls that are 10 years younger than you once you're in the position to be able to provide what they require. When you're the 30-year-old guy and you've got all the money and you say to some 22-year-olds, hey, do you want to come away with me on holiday? Did you want to, you know, go here for a meal? And you've got a really nice car and she's looking, thinking, that's a better lifestyle than the one I'm currently in. I'm going to upgrade. You're going to love it at that point. That's the privilege that you've earned for yourself. Young women will always have that privilege of being able to just park their tight little ass in some rich guy's car that he's worked for. You know, it's taken him 12 years to fucking earn that car, and it's taken her 12 minutes of being 18 years old. It's just part and parcel of the game. Don't let it poison you. Don't let it distract you guys. Just accept the female privilege. If you want my personal workout and diet plan, use the links below.